So I just finished watching Red One, which is the new Christmas movie starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. And basically the premise is that Santa Claus, played by J.K. Simmons, is kidnapped by a witch who wants to punish everyone on the naughty list. And it's up to Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson's characters to find him and thus save Christmas. Um, this movie's kind of a mixed bag. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it, just because on the one hand, it's doing something really interesting with these, Christmas characters and this idea of Santa, right? It's like pulling from the lore of Santa and Christmas, and there's very, familiar things happening here with different holiday stories that you would be used to seeing, but it's giving it sort of a modern take on all of that. Um, and so it's kind of being a little original. And like Santa, for instance, in the workshop and the North Pole all get this, futuristic upgrade, right? Everything's sleek. Santa works out like he's fit, you know. Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans characters, they do a really good job with this sort of like buddy comedy thing that they're doing. Um, but then on the other hand, the story, the plot is just so convoluted. Like, it's throwing so many ideas out there, like so many different ideas. And then there's a lot of world building. Not all of it connects together, not all of it makes sense. There's just a lot happening in this story. It's like they couldn't quite figure out exactly what they wanted to do with this, so they just threw a bunch of different ideas out there. Also, it's an action comedy, very heavy on the action, not so heavy on the comedy. And even though Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson do a really good job of playing off of each other, the humor doesn't really quite land there. CGI is, it's so bad. But yeah, so I didn't hate this movie, but I didn't love it either. And so I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I'm kind of meh about it. Like, it's the kind of holiday movie where I could see people having it on, and watching it as every holiday season as they're doing other things, like maybe they're putting up the tree or they're opening presents or whatever. But I don't think it's going to be like a instant holiday classic. This movie is trying so hard to be like all these other holiday movies, and there's actually moments in this movie where you can point to it and be like, that's just like the Santa Claus, or even other action movies, right? There's so many moments in this movie where I was like, that was in the Avengers, or that was in another Marvel movie. Like, it's just pulling from so many different things, yeah, it's there's just a lot happening here. Again, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Anyway, I'll have more thoughts about the movie. I'll do a full review. Look for that on the channel very soon. In the meantime, like, comment, and of course, subscribe.